Hey guys, and welcome to this free little mini-series of videos where I'm showing you how to play lead acoustic guitar. Now, in this particular series, what I'm going to be referring to and what I'm going to be sharing with you some ideas of how to get started with is soloing over the chords that are in a major key. So, for example, if we're in the key of C, those chords would be C, F, G major, A minor, and also an E minor and other related chords. But the principles that we look at here, I'm going to show you how to transfer them to any major key. So the key of G, the key of D, key of A sharp, whatever it may be. Everything here is going to be very transferable and quite different to the things that we've looked at before. Really on this channel we've only focused so far on how to play minor pentatonic style solos, so this kind of thing. That kind of thing. So very much based in the minor pentatonic position 1. However, as I've covered in the live streams that I've been doing recently and in my live workshops, that doesn't apply, or we can't use those scale notes to play over something that is in a very major key. Again, using what I call the diatonic chords in the key of C. So we're going to be starting super basic with this, and some of you may have seen some of this on the live stream that I did a little while ago. However, we're going to be starting with the absolute basics, which is begins with the C major scale, and the easiest way we can play that scale is in open position like this. Now, there are already a couple of videos of mine on YouTube showing you exactly how to play that scale and how to play loads of melodies using those scale notes, such as Happy Birthday and things like that. If you want to see those and you think that's, you're not yet at a level where you can play that, click the link just here. It will take you to those videos and get you started with this more major, or even get you started with single note playing if that's something that you have not done yet. But where I would like to push on from here is covering something new to my channel that I have not really covered at all, and I should have done by now. That's why I'm doing these videos, and that is the major scale in position 1. Now, I'll be doing other videos on exactly what these positions mean, so position 1, position 2, etc. But the one that we're going to be focusing on is this. So it begins with our middle finger on the 8th fret of the thickest E string. And if I just give you a quick playthrough of it. If that is something that is either brand new to you, or you've kind of covered it in the past but you need a refresher on it, that's what this video is about. If you're wanting to kick on and you already know that scale shape, click on to the next video in this series where we'll be kicking on how to use this for improvisation and how to make learning lead lines that are more major based much easier for you. But let's have a look at this scale a little bit more in depth and learn how to play it for those of you that haven't covered it before. So as I say, we start with our middle finger, which is different to how if you've done and this would be a C note. So C at 8th fret of the thickest E string, and many of you may have covered the minor pentatonic scale. If you haven't covered this scale, you should probably start with that one. It is much easier, that minor pentatonic. I have lessons on it, just how to play the minor pentatonic scale. But with the major scale in this position 1, we need to start with the first finger. And we're going to always use the little finger and assigning a finger to a fret that would be at the 10th fret. So middle finger at 8, little finger at 10th fret. The next note would be the first finger at 7th fret of string 5. And therefore we start to hear this sound, do, re, mi. Now, it's really important to note that these are the exact same notes, same letters, everything, C, D, E, as in the open position 1 that if you're still watching this video here, you should already know. Do, re, mi, do, re, mi. Those letter names are C, D, E, C, D, E. So by learning this, we're not necessarily learning any other letters, which is why I really think you should learn how to make music from the open position one first. But what we are giving ourselves is higher notes. So we can go over 2 octaves here, which is C to C and then to C again, so going much higher. Then we can go in open position, and that's one of the many advantages of learning this when we learn it in this fashion. So, do, re, mi, or C, D, E. Then we play the same frets again, so 8th fret and then 10th fret, but a string down. So do, re, mi, fa, sol. Now those are by far the most important notes that you need to learn, specifically because of the next lesson in this series. Do, re, mi, fa, sol. If you do nothing else in this first video, you can just learn those first 5 notes and memorize them, and the tab for everything that we cover here is on the website. Links in the top corner or in the description below. You see the tab written out. It's all totally for free, that you don't have to sign up to get my tabs or anything. They're totally for free, and that you can kick on to the next lesson if you wish. However, what it's best to do is learn the full scale shape, which would then be 7, 9, so the 3rd finger this time, to little finger. And if we can get that far, it can get harder to learn later on, but there's a pattern that we can learn that makes it super, super easy. Don't get lost as we go down the strings, but the thicker ones are a little easier. So, 8th fret, 10, 7, 8, 10. And we have to use these fingers as well, so make sure you're doing that. But then we're on 7, 9, 10. Now I mentioned that it can be easier for the next part because there's a pattern, and it's 7, 9, 10 again. 7, 9, 10. So those middle 2 strings are exactly the same. But it is good to, when you're first learning, to start from the beginning, because I want you to be really paying attention to the sound of this. This is the major scale, and it is how we play a lot of melodies, how songs play melodies. So you have to be familiar with this sound as you're learning it. Let's have a recap for how far we've gone so far. Sticking just to the major scale, to the C octave, we've just got 4 more notes now, so you're nearly there. It's middle finger on the 8th fret, little finger on 10, and those are on the B string, so 8 and 10, and then 7 and 8. Now to finish off the scale shape, which is every note that we can play in this position 1, we can also play the little finger on 10th fret as well, but it's important to know that that's the C octave, just like our bar chord, and therefore we've gone through 1 C note and 2, so 2 octaves in total. There's the first octave and there's the second. We do also want to practice this as well as going up the scale, so down the fretboard. We want to practice it coming down, so descending as well. And I think too many people too many beginners can learn scale shapes just from the thickest string. So it's important to be able to play from the highest note and to practice it and even start playing from the thinnest and the highest note also, because as many melodies will come down as will go up. So let's just have a little bit of a recap of that, but it will be exactly the same notes, and it is best to practice it with what we call alternate picking, so with a down-up motion, no matter what note is played. there's our highest note, and then we just come down the exact same set of notes. And that is position 1 of the major scale, and we started on a C note, so it was the C major scale. However, the real advantage of learning it here, as well as in the open position, is if we want to play the C sharp major scale, we just move this scale shape up 1 fret. And it sounds very similar, still sounds like the major scale, because that's what it is. Do, re, mi, fa, sol. And once you've learnt it in one position, it is easy to transfer that up and down the neck, or easier than learning a new scale, certainly, because it's the same finger motions, the finger mechanics of it are the same. So all you need to know to be able to play now, if you've learnt that, the major scale in any key, is just know the notes that are on the thickest string. So from the F and the F sharp, G, etc., etc. I have a lesson on that as part of my beginner's course, where we'll cover the notes on the thickest string, and that's it. So for example, I wanted to play this in the key of E, we would start at the double dot at 12th fret, and you're playing the E major scale. But that's everything that we're going to cover in this lesson. If you need more of a breakdown, more written content, more more help with this and the tab, it's all for free on the website. That link is in the top corner and in the description below. And I really hope this serves you and helps you play some major scale sounding solos and how to learn major scale style songs and lead lines. But we'll get on to the next video right now.